Hi everyone, and welcome to Hippie Fit Mom, the blog for every woman. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Hippie Fit Mom, the Skinny, where we're engaging in awesome conversations with influential enthusiasts and mothers in the industry. This episode is being brought to you by Kind Snacks. From the health snacks and food they make to their commitment to social entrepreneurship with impact, their focus is on making the world a little kinder, one act at a time. On this episode, we are speaking with Tiana Tibbs. We are talking health and fitness goals, becoming an instant mom, sweating for the dress, and PCOS. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So let's get into it. For taking the time to speak with me today. Can you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about yourself and give us some insight on your health and fitness goals?
Hey Amber, my lovely sister. My name is Tiana. I'm 30 years old. I am also engaged to be married February 15, 2014. I started my fitness journey February 2010. I used to work out every now and again, say, I'm going to go on a diet and try to lose weight, but I never stuck with it. So in February 2010, I actually stuck with a workout routine, trying to make sure I worked out at least 5 times a week. So I joined the gym, started going to the classes, doing the weight classes and spinning, something that I said I would never do because, the seats and stuff, but I became consistent with my workouts. And I also joined a boot camp class where I discovered my love for running. So I did about 10 5Ks so far.
Wow.
And I am still planning to do more. Wow. And I am hoping once I reach my goal, I may look into becoming a spin instructor, get certified in that.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Now you're about to get married, like you said, and you're sweating for the dress. How has that been going? Has the stress of planning a wedding impacted your fitness goals?
Yes, because it is, they say, wedding planning is so stressful, and, you never know until you're actually in it. And I actually see how stressful it is and all this work that goes into it. So it makes it harder to try to get your workout in. So I noticed that I have to, sometimes I'm working out late at night, doesn't matter what time of the night, or getting up early to make sure I got my workout in, because I make sure I schedule those. And also, I told myself that I will not try on a wedding dress until I lost 30 pounds. But I didn't lose the 30 pounds, but I still, I stuck. I made sure I try to work it all out, work out and try to get it all in and try to reach that goal as, I was pushing it the crunch time with trying on the dress and stuff. So
now you've been open about your struggle with PCOS. Can you share with us what that is and how it has affected your fitness goals?
Okay, PCOS is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. That's basically where your hormones are out of whack. So because of that, you have irregular cycles, your face can break out, you have thinning hair, and you also have cysts. And because of the PCOS, they think it's closely related to diabetes. So because of that, you're insulin resistant, so it makes it harder for you to lose weight. And I didn't find this out until, as I'm trying to sweat for the dress.
Yeah.
I went through 2 rounds of insanity. I was following a meal plan. I stopped drinking alcohol. And I even got on birth control because I thought that was preventing me from losing weight. And it turns out that birth control actually masks the symptoms for PCOS.
Really?
So, because it usually covers the breakouts and makes your cycles regular and everything. So you don't know until you get off the birth control if you have it or not, which is, they actually did blood work and they told me that I shouldn't be on birth control when I do the blood work, so I wasn't. And then that's where they found that I had higher levels of, I think it's called androgens or something, basically higher levels of testosterone in my body. So because of that, it makes it harder for me to lose weight. It makes it where I have to work 4 times as harder than a normal person would. So like I have to follow more of a no carb, low carb diet or a gluten-free diet.
How has that been? Has that been hard to like try to follow such a strict diet? I mean,
Yes, very hard.
yeah. Yeah.
Because also, like another thing, I also had to get rid of a lot of fruits because of the sugar. I can't have
Oh.
a lot of sugar.
Mhm.
So, and that was one of the things, like, I'm trying to work out and I'm eating fruits thinking it's healthy, but I can't have it because it will affect me from losing weight. But also the no carbs, I was trying to do like the whole grain and I can't even, I'm not really supposed to do that. So it's kind of hard. I'm also on medication, and because of the medication, it makes you tired and nauseous. And it's also, so with that, it makes it harder for me to wanting to work out because I feel sick all the time, but I make sure I get that in.
Yeah, I bet that seems tough that you have so many things working against you and you're trying to work towards a goal and it's like you keep taking some steps forward and then it's like, you take some steps back because of those obstacles. But
Yes.
huh?
Oh, I was about to elaborate on that.
Oh, okay.
So, but with you saying that, I like say if I don't go work out for a day or two or I actually cheat with my meal, I can actually feel it in my body because not only do we have a hard time losing the weight, we gain weight easily.
Oh,
So just if I slack off just a little bit, I can, it actually shows.
like how does that affect you mentally?
That's where I was going to.
That can be tough. Like I don't know, that is, because like for me, like when I was going through my gluten intolerance and I couldn't eat gluten and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And then I was like, gosh, I can't eat gluten and I couldn't eat. And that was like my main diet. I was eating a lot of whole wheat, stuff. I was eating healthy, but it had a lot of like things that had gluten in it. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to eat now? And then that's
That's
like,
exactly how I feel.
yeah, and I'm like, that affected me mentally. I was like, I felt so down and depressed about life because I felt like I couldn't live it. Not that I couldn't live anymore, but it's just like, it was so limiting that it really like took its toll on me mentally.
Yes, exactly. I know there's times where I'm working out and I'm in the middle of the workout and I'm like, well, why am I doing this? Because I feel like as hard as I try, it's, it's really hard for me to lose weight. And they say if you just even lose 10% of your weight, then you can lessen the symptoms. But, really, what can I do? I've, tried what is considered the, ways to lose weight, count my calories, making sure I eat healthy, basically most of the time, like 95% of the time, and drinking water, not no juices or anything, and you're still not seeing anything, and then it's just, you get very frustrated.
Yeah,
Like, why am I doing this? I might as well just go ahead and give up.
yeah. Wow, I bet that's tough. But I did want to ask, getting married, it's like starting a new chapter in your life, which is really exciting. It's a huge transition. But you'll also make the transition into motherhood as well. How do you feel about becoming an instant mom?
It's different because I can't let him get away with things like I probably would with my niece and nephew. All right. Okay. It's different because I can't let him get away with things like I normally would with my niece and nephew. And on top of everything I have to do with, I take classes and I work out, making sure the house is straight. And when he's here, having to make sure everything's okay with him and take care of him, it's kind of stressful. And I honestly wasn't really ready for that. But, you have to take on that role sometimes and step up to the plate. So I applaud all of the mothers out there who actually have kids living with them full time and having to work, clean, or just even stay at home. I just know it's a job.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reason why I wanted to ask that question is because, like, as mothers, when you start off with a child, it's like a little baby. It's a lot of work, but then when you get you can get used to it. You have like, okay, you get some time to get used to it, and before they become aware.
Yes.
You get some time to get used to it, and they're not very aware, so they don't know the mistakes that you're making. And then when you get into it, it's like, oh, it's like, okay, they know, and then I could see how that could be tough to deal with. And then not only that, you have another person that you have in the picture that you have to be respectful of. You know what I mean? So I applaud you for that, because that's a tough situation as well. But I did want to ask you, you're about to get married. How has your fiance helped you on your health and fitness journey?
Well, he makes sure, I'm working out. He'll call, like, if he's coming home from school, he's like, did you work out? Are you working out? Or, just making sure I am on top of it. He will actually, if I want to try something new, like say we will do weeks where we would do no carbs. So he will do it with me. And, like because of this new diet change that I have to make, I'm learning to cook different foods. And he is supportive. He'll eat it, and he'll do workouts with me. We'll actually go to the gym together. So he's very supportive
That's
and
awesome.
making sure I reach my goal.
That's awesome, because support when it comes to trying to reach goals and, going on a journey, it's so important. Having that support system, because if you don't have it, it just makes it so much more tough on you. But I did have one more question before we wrap it up. What do you want others to know about you that they might not know?
I would probably say that just because if somebody has extra weight on them, or if somebody's like really skinny, don't judge them based on their fitness level. Is that something?
Yeah, that's a good takeaway. I think that's something that our society often, thinks about or judges others on, is that, okay, if they're a bigger individual, then they're not athletic, or if they're really skinny, then they're athletic, and that's definitely not the case. You can be skinny and be totally unhealthy.
Like, because what made me think about that is I remember going to a spin class, and I brought a friend who was skinny, and the instructor, first thing she said, oh, is this your first time taking a spin class? And she said yes. And she was like, oh, you look like you work out, so this shouldn't be a problem. Looks like you're in shape. But she was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
But me, on the other hand, like, say, even when I work out with Marcus, and this happened 2 weeks ago, we were doing our turbo fire cardio, and he couldn't last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like, people, they'll judge me saying because of my weight that I probably can't do certain things, or, be, it's just all about your endurance level and how, if you are consistent with it, it will eventually show that you are, you know.
Mm-hmm. I think a good takeaway would be to hold your prejudgments on someone until you really get to know someone.
Exactly.
Get to know them and really find out more about them before you judge them. And I think that's a really good takeaway. So if others want to continue the conversation with you, where can they find or contact you?
And they can find me on Facebook. My name is Tiana Tibbs. And you can also find me on Instagram at Tiana Chanel. You can also find me on YouTube. Just look up Tiana Chanel and my channel should come up as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hippie Fit Mom, the Skinny, where we're obtaining insights and starting great conversations. And thank you, Tiana, for taking time to speak with me today. As always, I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to be part of the conversation, certainly leave your comments below. And thank you to Kind Snacks. And make sure you like this video and go to hippiefitmom.com for a Kind Snacks giveaway. And until next time,
Make sure to listen to your body and also do not give up no matter what is wrong.
that's great. I like that. I love it, actually. Thank you so much, Tiana. See you next time.
All right, bye, Amber.